There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM. With even more exclusive content, with over 150 channels in your vehicle, including the widest, deepest variety of music, ad-free. Root for your team. Get news. Listen to whatever makes you laugh. And hear all about your favorite stars. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels filled with music and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video. Thousands of hours of shows and performances on demand. What you love is on now.
Now, although the mobile video category might not be new by any means, there certainly has been a resurgence of new innovations that are now available for dealers and consumers to take advantage of. And VOXX Electronics is at the forefront of this push. Today, we've got product expert Joe Caltabiano in the studio with us to tell us all about the latest technology and offerings in the mobile video category. This is CMA Connected, VOXX Electronics Mobile Video, and it starts now. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this CMA Connected presented by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Today on the menu, we are talking exclusively about the mobile video category. You remember back when it was all the rage and everybody wanted as many screens as possible to complete their ice in their car. Well, that category has not only has it not gone away, it's actually changed and evolved over time. The need for mobile video is, of course, higher than ever before. And today, I think we're going to refresh your memory or remind you a little bit of just how great a category this is. Now, maybe your shop is already at the forefront of this, but if you've slipped off a little bit, here's a show that you're going to want to watch to kind of remind you maybe you shouldn't have, because there's some great opportunity out there. And today, the experts we have on are going to tell you exactly why. So to do this, we're going to start off with inviting our very first guest to the studio. He is the Vice President of Marketing for VOXX Electronics, and his name is Jonathan Frank.
Hey, Ben, how you doing?
What's going on, Jonathan? We're here to talk about mobile video today, man.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, a very exciting category, an important category at VOXX, but let's start off with what I was saying. Help me reinforce the message that I'm trying to get across to dealers, and that is that now, right now, may just be the best time ever to get mobile video out there for your customers.
Yeah, for sure. We're seeing a major resurgence of mobile video because of a couple of influences. One are the supply chain issues because of the chips and the lack of, especially the OEMs getting these chips. And then with that comes the supply chain. So supply chain issues, they're having to decontent their vehicles from the OEM manufacturer. So dealers are not getting these screens in the vehicles, but there's still a high demand from the consumer for these screens. So this is the perfect storm for the independent dealer to fill that void.
And capitalize really on a situation that, although may seem unfortunate at first glance, but like you said, Jonathan, might just be opportunity. So for dealers who maybe haven't dealt with VOXX yet or looking at dealing with VOXX, help me understand how important the in-vehicle category is for VOXX Electronics, because you guys do a lot of things, the security stuff, the ADAS stuff. What about in-car entertainment?
Yeah, so rear seat entertainment, VOXX is really the innovator, right? We were the ones that first brought it to market, or the aftermarket market. We're the ones that grew it. We had everyone else chase us. At some point throughout the last 60 years, we've either purchased them or driven them away from the industry while we continue to push the category. So not only are we the innovator, we are really the mainstay player that gets that technology into the consumer's hands. And luckily, the dealers have not only profited from it, but stuck with us through the whole journey.
Amazing. And what a captain you have helming that ship. We have him on a little bit later. He's going to come on as our product expert and really give us an overview and an education of all the products that VOXX has within the mobile video category. But before we do that, we have a video that we're going to play to kind of remind you of a very typical everyday family scenario where you might find this mobile video technology might come into play.
Hey, stop fighting.
So many great features in that one video. I know we're going to dive in deep with it. So without any further ado, let's go and get our product expert into the studio with us. He is the Vice President of Vehicle Entertainment at VOXX. And like I mentioned, the captain that helms the ship behind all these products. His name is Joe Caltabiano. Welcome to the studio, Joe.
Hey, Ben. How you doing?
What's going on? Thanks for making the time today, sir.
Of course.
Listen, let's get out of the gate. This is a big category for VOXX, like Jonathan had mentioned. And, you know, you look at that video and you think about all those features that this one system offers. It takes somebody to kind of piece that all together. What is the process exactly when you're creating these products and the research, the development, the applications? I mean, these are not, you know, off-the-shelf items that you find offshore and put your VOXX name on it, is it?
No, they're certainly not. You just have to be dialed in to not only the market, but what the consumers want. What are their habits? You know, the whole creature habit behind mobile video, when we pioneered it back in the really early 90s and launched it in the late 90s, was taking the living room experience and duplicating in the back seat, right? Parents want to maintain their sanity on road trips, so they have to keep the rear seat occupants entertained. So back in the day, whether it was VCP or DVD, and now we've evolved obviously to a streaming age, it's just being in front of it. You know, we go to all the industry trade shows, and anybody who's visited our booth at a SEMA show or CES can see that we've introduced innovative technologies before we even introduce the product, to let everybody know that we're working on it, we're getting ready to launch it. We just got to make sure that it's the right time, right? Quick, for instance, can't stream video in a car when you have 2G, 3G service.
No, that wouldn't
Even
work.
though we wanted to do it, we had to sit on our hands until the infrastructure was built out to support it. So we have a lot of innovations. And, you know, as Jonathan mentioned earlier on, you know, we just do it smart and we do it well. And that's been able to keep our longevity within the category over the last several decades.
No, absolutely. And, you know, you think, I think what your underlying theme here is the timing aspect of it all. I mean, all those features, the Netflix, the streaming, the touchscreen, like that's all right now. I mean, it's so relevant right now. You couldn't have nailed it better. And more importantly, I feel that customers have been trained through other technologies onto how to naturally use and interface with this type of equipment. They understand it. It's in their everyday, actions.
This changed the world,
It
right?
absolutely did. Yeah.
It gave us ability to access unlimited content capabilities. So whether it is a mobile device, a tablet, a smart TV at home, everybody's been reconditioned to move away from the physical media and go to a streaming world. So the products that we've developed over the last several years complement that
Absolutely.
in all different ranges.
Well, we're going to, speaking of range, obviously there's different categories, different ranges, different type of products. Can you give us a brief overview of what we're going to learn about today?
Yeah, so we're going to start off with our flagship product, which is our smart TV, integrated smart TV. No add-on components, smart TV right out of the box. From there, we step down to our premium goods, which we sell to the higher end retailers or even our expediter channel that services the car dealer. Those come with 3-year warranties. And then we have our movies to go line, which is our more budget conscious, consumer friendly from a price point perspective. Because everybody's got different income levels. Everybody wants the same end result. But when you're comparing what you can get at the factory level, the cost high, but you want that same technology, we have to meet the demand for every budget level. So we're going to go through those steps from the highest to the lowest.
Absolutely. And we're going to cover different types of screens, I imagine, as well.
Yes, we will.
All right. Well, on that note, sir, we have the presentation we're going to pull up for you. Jonathan and I are going to hang back. And when we come back, we're going to discuss everything we learned and have a few questions for you and talk about the future of what this category represents for dealers.
Great. So under the VOXX umbrella, we have multiple lines that we sell. Our Advent line is a protected line that we don't allow retailers to sell, so it doesn't end up online and you don't get shopped against. That's for the car dealer channel only. Our AudioVox line has similar products, but again, 3-year warranty products, similar feature sets, but that is for the retail channel, and those are also supported with the 3-year warranty. And then we have a Rosen brand. So Rosen brand is a business that we acquired a few years back. They were our largest competitor. We want to keep the dealer base for Rosen with their separate brands, so we supported that. So innovation at its best, which says right on the slide, that's what we do. So what do? We focus on the message to the consumer of what they want. Stop the screaming, start the streaming. So you can move on to the next slide. This is where kind of we started our pitch, and all of our assets and marketing supports that. So our key product here is our flagship product. So this is our integrated smart TV system. This is a seatback system. So it comes with 2 10.1-inch screens, touchscreen interface, 5-point capacitive touch. So it's very receptive when you're trying to interface and work with it. It's got a built-in Android operating system. So the Android operating system allows us the flexibility to control every aspect. I call this the kitchen sink of mobile video, but it includes any particular user interaction in the way they want their media. If you're still supporting the shiny disc because there's a red box at your Walgreens or your 7-Eleven, or there's the Walmart $3, $5 DVD bin, some people still are accustomed to slipping in the shiny disc, hit and play. They're done, right? But we know we live in a different world. So we built in the ability to stream apps indirect. So with the ability to just click on apps, now you can access the Google Play Store and some of the preloaded apps, so a user can go download whatever apps they want. We include out of the box Netflix, the Google Play Store, and Disney Plus right out of the box preloaded because they're the most popular apps. But you can go in, download your Prime Video, Hulu, whatever you want. Access a hotspot, 2 different ways. You could use your own personal device, turn on the hotspot, and then you can connect via that. Or if you have a vehicle that has built-in Wi-Fi, certain GM vehicles, Ford vehicles, Chrysler vehicles, you can connect to the vehicle's Wi-Fi, and that's how you're streaming content that streams direct to the screens. This is by no means you're taking Netflix off your phone and mirroring it to the device. We're streaming direct into the system. We also have built-in memory. So take a scenario that you parked in your garage or you're outside in your driveway. You can actually download content right into the unit without having to have a on-the-go Wi-Fi connection. 16 gigabytes of memory in each monitor allows you to download a lot of offline content off of Netflix or Prime Video. So those who are really conscious about the cost of Wi-Fi, maybe they don't have an unlimited plan, that'll allow them to download content, disconnect from Wi-Fi, and then go on their road trip. Jonathan, just pop back to the previous slide real quick. Some of the other features that are in here are standard mobile video features, built-in wireless FM transmission. So yes, the unit has an audio out. If you have the flexibility of an aux in on your head unit, you can definitely pump audio directly through your audio system, but then you can also connect to it through FM transmission. So select any station on the FM band. That's how you can play music through the audio system if you have children that are too young to wear headphones. The unit comes with 2 wireless headphones, so you can A/B channel, listen to independent content. You could share screen images, so you can either watch the same content on both screens or you can watch individual content. Like I said, it's loaded like the kitchen sink, so it also has a USB input for people who have thumb drives or hard drives with media on it and they want to play it back through the monitors, and a micro SD to also use that. I mean, it's very rare occurrence that people use those interfaces, but they're there, like I said, the kitchen sink for interaction. Okay, you can move on to the next slide. One of the cool things is we also reconfigured this so we can tailor the system. Maybe you're full on tech, you don't need DVD. We could sell you a non-DVD system that has dual Android, USB, SD, all the bells and whistles, but it exempts the DVD player. Some people still call us and ask that they want dual DVD. I have no idea why, but we can support dual DVD configurations as well. But our standard system comes with 1 DVD player and one of the monitors. Both monitors have the capability for USB and SD. One of the monitors even has an HDMI input. Why do you need HDMI? You're not going to plug in a Fire TV stick or Roku or Chromecast. It's got Smart TV built in. But you may have a hardcore gamer in the family, wants to plug in their PlayStation 5, Xbox, whatever, and that's what the HDMI will extend itself for. So one of the other coolest features that we added that no one else has is the ability to remotely control. Not only can you see the screens from the front seat, but you can control them through your mobile device. And we've created an app for Android and Apple. It's a free app. Go to the respective marketplaces, download it, and now the parent, the grandparent, anybody in the front seat with small children that are too young to interface with the screen and work the monitors can bring up, see what they're watching, and actually go and select content. And then that's the monitor, what's the monitor's going to play. So, you know, the days of old, you had to pull over, reach around with a remote control. It was very inconvenient. We put that visibility and operation right in the front seat for those parents. Okay, so system benefits, just looking at that from a recap, it's loaded with features. Like I said, any tech level from your old schooler to your new schooler. Another cool feature is we eliminated the headache. It's a smart system. Remember the days of multimedia when if you had a program glitch with a multimedia head unit, you had to go back to the dealer, side load with a USB or an SD, and update for firmware software, and then send the customer on his way. It inconvenienced the retailer, it inconvenienced the consumer. Because this is smart, as long as it's hooked up to a Wi-Fi connection, if we have an update or a feature enhancement, we can push it out to the units. The consumer will see an update available, click on it, download it, they're on their way. They didn't have to stop 1 minute of their day other than to see that on the monitors and update it themselves. They didn't have to go to a shop, save the retailer time, save the consumer time. One of the other things that's very cool on the unit is, you know, there isn't a system out there that's like this. You know, there was a competitor at the time, Visual Logic, that had a smart TV system, but it by no means met up to the capabilities of this system. And none of the OEs are able to get their heads wrapped around it to offer the same type of system. They've tried, they've done it in certain respects with HDMI inputs to enable a system, but you drive off a car dealer a lot after spending $125,000 for, let's just say, an Escalade. You know, the factory reset entertainment still leaves a lot to be desired. You have to plug something in order to achieve an end. We give it to you right out of the box as one system. 85% of the vehicles that are out there, you can install our seatback system with the brackets that we supply, because basically what we're doing is you have seat post guides that our brackets slide underneath, cantilever, and it locks it in. It creates isolation and unrestricted movement of the headrest. So you're not interfering with the headrest. We're not bolting to the headrest posts. But there's 15% of vehicles that need a bracket. Take the Lincoln Navigator with the 30-way power position seat. It's one-piece seat. There are no headrests. There is no posts. So we've reverse engineered, created our own bracket that mounts to it, lets the monitor mount to it, and now you look like you're rolling out of the factory with rear seat entertainment. The same applies to some other vehicles. We've even supported, you know, parents that have kids with car seats. Our monitor sits not right behind the headrest, which is too high for small kids, not too low. It sits kind of in the middle, but you might have a car seat that bumps into it. So we've created lift brackets that accommodate that. So right here, here's a list of different brackets for different applications. You go to our website, we say it best, drop down list, year, make, model. It tells you exactly what you need. If you could use the brackets to come with the kit, or if you need to buy accessory brackets to facilitate the install. Overhead. So this is taking it in a different direction, right? Not everybody is a candidate for seat back systems hanging off the seat. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe they don't have that many children. Maybe they want a less expensive solution. So overheads is another solution that can get them where they want to be. So just like the seat back system, we created a 10.1-inch overhead, has all the same features as our seat back system, just a single screen. So you have all the bells and whistles of streaming and content, built-in DVD, built-in HDMI, USB, SD, 100-channel FM transmitter, the over-the-air updates to keep the system fresh, and the ability to control it with the VOXX app. Stepping down from that, we have our smart TV ready systems. So instead of having smart TV ready technology built in, this allows you to plug in something. So whether it is your own mobile phone with the appropriate adapter and HDMI cable, where you're then sending content from your phone to our monitor, you can also plug in a smart TV stick, a Roku, Fire TV, Chromecast. All you need is a Wi-Fi connection, connect that, and now your system becomes a smart TV system. So a little less expensive, same 3-year warranty, same high resolution 10.1-inch screen with all the other bells and whistles, just not having smart TV built directly into it. Custom headrests. So this is another thing that we do best, and we do it right in our facility here in Florida. We actually design, develop, and build the custom headrests right in our facility. Why? Because we wanted a vehicle match, factory match solution, right? If we're going toe to toe in the car dealer world against vehicle manufacturers, well, for integration purposes, we want a clean solution. And that's what developed and was the foundation for our custom headrests. So in custom headrests, it's a little insight of just what goes into building them. We stock the material, whether it's leather, whether it's vinyl, whether it's cloth. We cut it down here. We create the own foam. We create the steel frames because everything's different. It's got their own, width diameters, notches for when the headrests go up and down. We have a cut and sew department, which is the highly skilled labor that adds all the intricacies, stitching, double stitching, cross stitching, different colors, piping, all the accents that closely duplicate the look of the factory headrest. Of course, we're adding monitors, so the headrest might grow a little bit, but as far as aesthetics, no one does it better. And then once we're done touching these and assembling them, we go through our own chamber testing, or actually boot testing, to make sure all the electronics work. This is a little slide shot of a bun cut in half, right? In an expediter world, any of you out there servicing car dealers, it's very important for them to maintain their safety standards. Well, because we use best practices and we also design and develop headrests for OEMs where we do factory systems, we use those best practices in the aftermarket. So we include, the high density foam, the steel frame construction, the certain angle that meets the federal motor vehicle safety spec. So I can confidently go to my dealers and they can go to their car dealers and say that what we're taking out and what we're replacing with is of the same safety criteria that the factory headrests were. Just some other pictures of testing. We take a little dummy, put it in, we do sled testing. Every once in a while, we'll just randomly select a vehicle model make, put our dummy in it, and do a sled test to do crash testing. So this is a glimpse of what the system is. Over the years, we had a 7-inch system. Now we have an 8-inch system. 7-inch are hard to obtain, so we kind of exited out of that. We were able to get the 8-inch to a sweet spot as far as pricing. So we offer it in 2 different flavors. SS series stands for it has HDMI capabilities, which means, yes, it has DVD old technology, but it also gives you the capability to connect a smart TV stick and get full-blown smart TV out of these headrest systems. The DD system on the next slide is just a dumbed-down version of it. It removes the HDMI capabilities, and it's just basically 2 DVD monitors. They're still strangely enough, a market for dual DVD monitors. So we complement that. When the DVD is finally gone, we can just move on to smart TV and smart TV ready products. Again, these are 3-year warranty products. They come with full features, FM transmission, 100 channels, built-in headphone IR technology, included headphones, and again, 3-year warranties. When we move on to our movies to go line, this is more economy. This is more budget friendly, right? So if we weren't suffering an economy right now with, crazy gas prices and, inflation out the nose, June is the month where mobile video sales are taking off. And it's not to say that they're not there. They are there. But, it all depends on what your priorities are and where you're going to spend your money. We're seeing on our smart TV systems, we can't keep them in stock and they're flying off the shelves. It's our most expensive system. Why? Because people who are spending $100,000 or $100,000 or more on a vehicle are not necessarily feeling the pinch. When they're buying their full-size Tahoe, Sierra, Denali's and Escalades, Grand Wagoneers, whatever, they're not feeling that pinch, so they still want to keep their kids entertained. They're still buying the product. At retail, a little bit more challenging. So with the movies to go line, it gets you to a sweeter spot from a price point. It's only a 1-year warranty product, but it offers similar bells and whistles. Take this as, for instance, the VOXX MTG10 is a 10-inch overhead with a DVD, USB, HDMI. The HDMI gives you the capability to add Fire TV, Chromecast, whatever, and now you can make it a smart TV, all at a lower price. We have a 13-inch model on the next slide that takes the same concept, just a bigger screen, 13.3 inches. So you have a larger vehicle, bigger size, more accommodating. Then once we move out of the overheads, we have our headrest solutions. These are universal. These are not custom. So in the box, you have different colors, black, tan, and gray. These are bezels that you can swap in and out to closely resemble the interior of the vehicle. Again, this is a 7-inch version. It's got DVD and HDMI, so you can smart TV ready. Okay. It doesn't come with headphones. We sell the headphones separately. And unlike our custom headrest system that comes with 2 screens, these are sold as singles. So you can build the system and make the architecture however you want it. 2 monitors, 1 monitor, 2 kids, 4 kids, 1 kid, whatever you want, we sell them as singles. We also have this in a non-DVD version. So if you only need 1 DVD and you want to have share content, you can have 1 monitor only, 1 DVD. Again, sold as singles, 1-year warranty, and allows you to customize the system. And then we have our 9-inch system. The 9-inch system just makes it a bigger screen size, full complement with onboard DVD, HDMI, so you can make it a smart TV by plugging in a smart TV stick or your phone. So again, just a series of product at a lower price point to hit a target audience. Great for this time of year where people are trying to get up and get on the road for their vacations. This is a seat back solution, but a low cost one. This actually does mount to the seat post frame. And this gives you all the bells and whistles of having built-in DVD, HDMI capability to upgrade it to smart TV. It's a nice little package sold as singles, but a lot less expensive than our flagship built-in smart TV seat back system. So that is kind of a quick synopsis on the mobile video from our product category. We're always looking to evolve. I think we've kind of plateaued at the top end of where we can be as of now. There are other little technologies that we can integrate into our smart TV, but I think we did it well. But there's always something underneath the sleeve that we're waiting on introducing. Can't talk about it yet, but getting ready for when the outside world and the system architecture can support things, then we can make things even better. But I think we've done a pretty good job of getting our retailer base, distribution base, the product they need to still serve the means to an end, which is keeping kids entertained in the backseat, just taking it to a next level.
Amazing, amazing. And we'll take down this presentation now. Joe, first of all, thank you so much for the presentation, and Jonathan as well. I've got questions, I've got comments, but I'm going to give you a second to get a breather. In the meantime, we have a second video that really highlights, again, the streaming capability of that top-of-the-line system. And when we come back, we're going to discuss everything we just learned here.
Excellent.
Stop. It's my iPad.
No, it's not. I had it. 6 more hours.
Oh my.
So first of all, just for many parents listening or watching that, just hearing the fight amongst siblings over electronics in a vehicle is enough to start getting your blood pressure to go up. And so one of the questions I actually had, it's funny that video actually showed that, Joe, I hear it sometimes, oh, with tablets these days, we don't need these fixed screens in our car. I'd like to hear what you have to say about that.
Well, if you ever bought a decent tablet and you had your kid trying to get out of the car, grabbing it, tripping over a sill plate and it hits the ground, that answers that question pretty quick, right? Everybody loves a turnkey solution. Tablets are good. Yeah, there's definitely people who would use a tablet in the back seat, but then you have to worry about it being projectile if you hit the brakes too hard, right? That's one thing. You got to plug it in. When you stream the content, they suck the juice right out of the tablet. So you have to buy a power adapter for your car, long one. If you want a bracket because your kid is too young to hold it, you can go and buy one on Amazon, but they're usually flimsy and the whole support of the system is wobbling all over the place. Look, there's always going to be an alternative, and there's definitely solutions that a consumer could buy. We just offer better ones that take all that stuff out of the equation. You don't have to worry about the risk of a break-in or a projectile or any of that stuff. Turn the key, turn it on, kids are happy.
Easy peasy. Okay. Where do I begin? Relevancy. I started the conversation today with Jonathan about relevancy, and you took the time and went through all the details, the breakdowns, the different brands, the different models, the different features. But let's before we talk about the actual specifics, relevancy of mobile video. Cars are coming out. I mean, just look at like the Dodge Ram, for an example. Like, I went into my buddy's Ram the other day. It's a brand new Ram. I mean, the entire dash is a screen. Like, this is the world we're living in, right? Tesla kind of started that. But rear seat entertainment, Joe, I want to hear, like, is this something that will be here for the next while, or are we just taking advantage of something where the OEs haven't really caught on yet?
Well, the OEs have caught on. If anything, they've been catching on faster, right? Everything that we've done in the aftermarket, no matter what the product it was to cultivate a business that the OEs then recognized, latched into, and started selling. The difference is they never make it a blanket approach. Right? No one's going to take a $2,500, $3,000 video option and blanket all their dealer fleet, behind the fence of the car dealer with that system. Why do it? It's going to jack up the price, and not everybody may want video. So that's why we've always been successful in the expedited market, going in and selling in aftermarket. But the relevancy is easy. Everybody has heard about, well, what happens when autonomous vehicles are around?
Oh.
What are you going to do when the car drives itself? You're going to keep yourself entertained. How are you going to keep yourself entertained? With video, right? So unlike technologies that might disappear over time in our industry, whatever, there's always going to be a relevancy for video in the backseat in some way, shape, or form. So, that's where we keep our focus. We're solving the immediate need, but we're always looking into the future on what's going to happen when. And video certainly has relevancy way into the future.
Very, very good insight. All right, specific question about your smart TV system. I understand there's the application. I mean, that is awesome. We've done this before where we dove into exactly how that works. But I mean, I think that video and the way that you explained it kind of speaks for itself. Everybody understands to go to the App Store or Android Auto Store, get the app and all that. What about updating though? Because I mean, this is a software-based system. When there's new features that may be introduced, how does that work once you have the system installed?
Yeah, so I touched on it a little bit, but great question. So again, updating happens through an over-the-air update process. So we maintain our own servers where if there's a bug fix, and it's happened, we've noticed it, like different phone carriers like T-Mobile, they had some little kernel of something that we had to work around. We can push out an update to our servers. It shoots down to our monitors, and as long as the monitor is connected to a Wi-Fi connection to see, then it'll present an update available notification on the monitor for the user to then click on, go through the whole disclaimer, accept it, and then it downloads, installs, customer's on his way. But we've also been able to use that for feature enhancements. When we first launched the product, every unit had its own unique device name, but it was a mix of alphanumeric numbers, right? Hard to remember. So we said, well, let's make it so the user can customize the name of the monitors, call it Johnny and Sally. So when the mom or dad has the VOXLink app and they open it up and need to select the monitor, well, they don't have to remember the alphanumeric, line out. They can just remember the name, click on it. That was a feature enhancement, not a bug fix. We were also able to push that out through over-the-air updates. So it allows us a lot of flexibility. And again, the real reason was so the consumer didn't have to go back to a dealer and the dealer didn't have to spend the time and lose money by tying up a shop to fix an issue.
Beautiful. Very well thought out once again. I want to draw our attention to the custom side of things. Our audience obviously represents a multitude of different type of 12-volt retailers, dealers, so on and so forth. There is that segment that specializes in luxury high-end systems. We see it all the time. We've got these ridiculously gorgeous, custom car stereo systems in these luxury vehicles. I want to draw attention to what a prestigious and high-end piece your custom headrests are. And there was a slide there that talks about, the craftsmanship in-house. These are made in USA at your facilities, the sewing and all that stuff. I want to maybe talk to you, Jonathan, about that. Maybe from a marketing perspective, if you offer this for the shops that have that type of clientele, if you don't show it, I mean, it's so important that they actually show it, because I feel that if they seen, touch, feel this type of quality product, man, it's not hard to sell.
Yeah, for sure, Ben. Joe's done a fantastic job not only researching the models and the technology throughout the past 20, 30 years, but as you mentioned, the fabrics, the leathers, I mean, down to the grain. Let's say a King Ranch version has a specific color and grain. Having that ability when a customer comes in means you're not going to walk that customer, right? A high-end customer that's coming in that's ready to drop $5,000, $7,000, $8,000 on a total system doesn't want a brownish color on their King Ranch. They want exactly the King Ranch. They want it to integrate, feel like it came from the factory, but it's custom to their needs. By us having the ability to match that and do that, that means our dealer base, they're not going to walk a customer. They're not going to miss out on that sale, because not only if they miss that video sale, that customer may just get turned off altogether and walk completely. And now they're losing, $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, and we don't want to be responsible. We want to generate profit for our partners. So it's really important to offer this.
Absolutely. And like I said, the fit and finish, and I mean, to do it themselves, I just put myself in the shoes of a shop, and the customer comes to me like, well, I want, I've got a Range Rover or whatever, or maybe Mercedes, and I want, man, you're going to go and cut up the guy's headrest. Like, I don't know if that's worth the what you might make on it, when there could be a prefabbed, perfectly made option solution right there for you from you guys. I just saying,
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that.
For sure. And because of our programs, and Joe can speak to it exactly, you don't have to, the dealer doesn't have to stock all of that, right? You mentioned the Range Rover or the King Ranch or something that may not come through the door every day. We're not going to burden the dealer with having to stock all that product on the what if. And I believe if they get their order in by 2 p.m., and Joe definitely can, correct me if I'm wrong, by 2 p.m., we can have that model made and shipped out the same day.
What are you talking about?
Generally, for our high runners, we stock them as finished kits, right?
Okay.
Chevy Tahoe, black. Pull it off a shelf, ship it out that same day, as long as the order comes in before the UPS truck shows up at the door. If it's something that we don't stock, then we build to order, which means they pick all the parts. If they have to sew a headrest, they can. If that order gets to me by, let's just say 2 p.m. On a Tuesday, that means I guarantee I'll deliver it on a Wednesday.
What? Custom?
Right? Yeah. Well, not custom. But
okay, it's not custom.
It's not a high runner. If it's a custom, we usually say a week. Right?
A week is still incredibly reasonable.
A week is a person with a 2-door Challenger that for some reason wants to put rear seat entertainment in, and we just don't build those, right?
Yeah.
So that's a custom. But yeah, custom headrest, we don't burden the flexibility. It's a high dollar item. You can order it on demand, and we can turn it around quick. The flip side of that is the seat back is a stocking item, because that's got a universal appeal. That you could stock, you don't have to worry about it. So if a customer or a car dealer calls a retailer and they want something that day, well, boom, you take it out of the stock.
Amazing.
And those are all reasons, more and more reasons why VOXX has progressed through this industry and been pretty much the Kleenex of mobile video.
Yeah, you guys certainly have the offering to back it up and the service as Joe just pointed out as far as the turnaround time. Okay, now I need to squeeze you a little bit for some advice here, Joe. Dealers, right? So I know dealers that used to be big on mobile video. They kind of dropped it. They moved on to other things. Now they're starting to look back into it. So there's two questions. A, the dealer that used to do it, and I want to talk to them about how they can get back into it and why it's good. The other one is dealers that haven't touched it at all and why they should look at it right now. So I'm going to start with you, Joe. What advice do you have for dealers to really up their, video game as far as the mobile side is concerned?
It's not really complicated. They just have to think outside the normal traditional car stereo shop mentality. That you have consumers that want to buy mobile video, generally they're parents. There is also the car stereo enthusiast that wants to floss out the vehicle and just have screens just to be a show off. That you'll find going to your car stereo shop. But for the average interested party in video, it's going to be a parent. It's going to be grandparents that have kids. They don't know what Joe's car stereo is. So they're going to Google. They're going to find Crutchfield. They're going to find Best Buy. They're going to find Walmart. They're not going to find your local car stereo shop. Car stereo 12-volt specialist needs to make themselves known on a map to their local community that they're a destination. A, you need to stock product and you need to show it on display, first and foremost, just for the person haphazardly coming in, maybe buying an alarm and saying, hey, I got kids. I want that, right?
Or maybe you're working on their toy, but really they have their family vehicle, a brand new Tahoe sitting on their driveway, and you know what I mean? You don't know.
That's the passive sale, but really it's getting them through the threshold. A lot of times we get the call, well, no one's calling up for mobile video. Well, if they don't know where to buy it, how are they going to know where to call and go walk into it? Right? So promote yourself. And Jonathan could speak to it. He's done a great job, and we've taken new initiatives where we promote direct to consumers now to create the awareness, to drive them to our retailers. Not many manufacturers do that. They may advertise in trade magazines.
And that's a lot harder said than done, to be honest with you, being in marketing. Like, it's not easy to get that, especially to such a wide audience or such a specific thing. You know what I mean? That's not exactly mainstream or that you see in movies or music videos or whatnot, right?
Right.
But, like, I guess what I wanted to also talk about on the same token is, mobile video. You're right, Joe. If you don't make it known, whether it's through your Google listing or your Facebook page, your social media, and you're not showing the product, letting people know you do it, I mean, you can't expect people to it's the same as any other niche, whether it's power sports or marine, right? I mean, you got to be actively pursuing this customer, right? But the other side of things is, is this really a DIY kind of product? Because for me, average family mom and dad ain't gonna go home and try to tear apart the car and put this in. This is really beneficial for the 12-volt installer shop.
You get to sell and make profit on hardware. You get to get labor dollars, installation dollars, and these are high ticket items for the most part. Like I said, we have a budget line, but still, the average ticket sale is relatively high, and
like nobody's going to do one headrest. Everybody's going to do two headrests, or they're doing a flip down, right? And a big flip down at that. So,
and usually customers leaving happy, the kids are happy, which means they're going to remember to go back to that shop for something else once they've experienced that. It's just got to be promoted.
Now, my last question is my final question. I'm going to put you on the spot here. You mentioned new things coming down the pipe. I have no idea what that means, but I had a thought when you were talking about other categories and where this could go. Is there a market for weatherproof video for vehicles?
Yeah, like motorcycles or yachts. Yeah, I mean, we have a sister company that we actually pioneered this business with a long time ago, and they service the OEM, RV, and marine channels, right? So there are things that are out there. There are outdoor type television. You know, yachts usually use a standard television inside, but if you're outdoors, you need waterproofing, right? Certain IP ratings. Yeah, certainly we could build anything. We've always catered to the vehicle space, and our products have been used in non-vehicle related
many different applications
because they just lend themselves. But again, to the degree, if it's marine, you want to do certain things to treat it to handle that kind of environment, right? Environmental, splash proof, UV protection, salt water spray. There's a lot of things that go into it. Yeah, we can tailor our systems to do anything.
Well, the good thing about it, Ben, is everyone thinks of VOXX as the 5,000-pound gorilla. We're this behemoth in the industry. While we are a large company, we flex and we jump side to side so fast. And Joe has done it many times with a new product that's come onto the market where we've shifted because we see a business opportunity. So the good thing about us is if that is a huge call, let's say next week, boom, we can start looking at it and ramp up for something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe, that's it for me, man. I want to thank you for coming in and giving a great presentation. You have the answer for everything because it's so well thought out, so strategic, and certainly dealers will appreciate all this great information. So thank you for coming in today. I look forward to our next session together.
My pleasure. Thank you, Ben.
Take care, Joe.
Bye-bye.
Jonathan, I saved two questions for you for the end here. They're relevant to the marketing side of things, right? It's an important conversation to have because dealers want to know, what the heck, VOXX, are you doing for me? Because it's always about, what the manufacturer is going to do for the retailer. So what kind of, Joe mentioned that there's some initiatives that you put into place from a marketing perspective. Can you tell us some more about that?
Yeah. So our outlook on this was we want to be a partner. We don't want to be a supplier or a vendor to our dealers. We want to be a partner because when they're successful, we're successful. And that's at the end of the day what it's about, having everyone successful. So we've launched a very robust ad program, consumer facing. It's actually tiered. So it's consumer facing, it's dealer facing, and it's OE facing. But we're basically everywhere. I mean, we're doing the Google display, Google search, Google shopping. We're doing paid and unpaid social, trade mags like the shop for SEMA, for instance. We're out to them. We're even teaming up with regional television stations here and there to run an ad. Those are few. We're still kind of testing the market.
Television. Wow. A little traditional media action.
Yeah, going old school. Now, it's not wide. It's very testy right now. But the Google and the way that you strategically purchase and create your ads will be the difference in everything, right? So it's all about pushing that consumer, the education for the consumer, and pushing them into the dealer to purchase.
I've got to say the strategy sounds sound from a marketing perspective. This is definitely something that I can see parents, moms, dads searching out, seeking out information, looking for reviews, looking for, because I'll be honest, you buy a new car, what's the first thing you want to do is you want to soup it up, whichever way that is. Some people it's sound, some people it's accessories, some people it's convenience and to keep the kids quiet. I mean, I totally see where you're going with that from a strategic standpoint. So it's good to hear that there's an initiative, and I think dealers need to hear that,
Yeah, and to your point, purchasing a vehicle, right? It's been so hard to get new vehicles over the past couple of years,
right?
That used cars were through the roof. So we went ahead and we did a campaign through through Kelley Blue Book, and we linked to certain markets and segments as well as down to the vehicle level on their pages, so that when someone went in and said, I'd like a 2016 Chevy Tahoe, guess whose ad popped up on it?
Right there. Yep. Targeted. Love it.
Targeted,
Okay.
Very strategic.
We're out of time, but my final message to dealers, man. If you watch this long, obviously you're interested in the category. We're talking to the guys that make the stuff, like the gear, and they have a plan on getting it out there and getting people excited about it. What do you have left to say to dealers tuning in?
Be proactive and go out there and make yourself known in your community. That's really what you need to do, and let them know that you have this option.
Great message. That's it. Don't sit on your butt, in other words. Get out there. Go get it.
Yep.
Hustle. Jonathan, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us about VOXX Electronics mobile video. Pretty exciting stuff, man. We'll see you on the next one.
You got it. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it.
Take care now. That's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is all about VOXX Electronics and their mobile video selection. Obviously, a ton of product to choose from. Joe was kind enough to share with us some of the top, SKUs and technology, but certainly a category that definitely is not going away. And if you're not capitalizing on it, you might want to think about that a little bit deeper. All right, I want to remind you to continue tuning in to CMA Networks right through till Wednesday, June 29th, for what we're calling the Mobile Audio Accessories and Video Sessions, featuring some of the biggest brands in that category, all different types of things from wiring to sound editing to video solutions. That's it, going right through till June 29th for our first grouping of these type of brands. Also, make sure, if you haven't already, check out our website, cmanetworks.com. If you like this video, we've got hundreds more where this came from, featuring some of the top brands, well, all the top brands, really. You can search through them through category, through brand, or even through your favorite trainer. Even my man Joe has his own page. Check it out, all the videos that we've done together. That's it. Thanks for hanging in there for this CMA Connected, presented by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
Stop it. Yo, roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to SiriusXM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on SiriusXM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?